I'm going to think of some silly stuff to ask you. So when you went to England, you had no idea that you were going to be starting a band.
No, I went over.
Just trying to get away.
I just wanted to get away from the. I just needed a rest. Steve Cropper, I called him from. See, I couldn't. I mean, it wasn't that the torture of being Delaney and Bonnet with them wasn't enough. I had to move across the street and one door down from them.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
And when it was time to for me to go, I didn't know what to do. I called Steve Cropper, and he said, "Why don't you call Eric?" And
why Eric? Why in the world would he say that?
He already had figured out me and Eric together, and we talked about him a long time ago. And it wasn't until I read an interview that he had done that I went, "Oh hell, I remember him talking about Eric Clapton years and years ago at his house in Memphis." But he had met Eric and spent time with him, and he thought that Eric and I would have been a good combination. And so when I called Steve after I left Delaney and Bonnie, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was going back to Memphis or just where I was going to go or what I was going to do. He said, "Why don't you call Eric and ask him if he can just come over and visit for a few days?" And I said, "Well, I haven't got the money to get an airplane ticket if he said come on." And he said, I'll buy your ticket. Don't worry about that. You just give him a call and call me back and let me know what he has to say." And so I called Eric, and sure enough, he answered the phone. And that was surprising. And I told him I had left Delaney and them, and I said things were crazy, and I needed to get away from them. And he said, "Why don't you just come on over?" And that was like a Wednesday. And I said, "Okay." And I hung up the phone, called Cropper, and that Friday, the day after the knock on the door, UPS guy had my airplane ticket for me for Saturday.
UPS?
Or whoever that was those days, and whoever delivered those things. Right. I was booked on an airplane to England, one-way trip, and I had $300 in my pocket, and I got on a plane, got off, got a black cab, and told him to take me to Eric Clapton's house in Hurtwood Edge in Surrey, and he was more than happy to do that. Flipped on that machine and took about 125 pounds of my money that I had left. That $300 that I had turned into 175 pounds or something like that. $2.46 then. $2.46 to the pound, so you do the math.
So when you got there, what happened?
What?
When you got there, what happened?
Well, we pulled up and I saw Eric looking out the window like, well, who the hell is this? A black cab pulling up to my house. And he came out, and I got out of the car, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, well, he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, you said come on over. Here I am." And that was Saturday. He went, "Wow." And he gave me a hug and put his arm around me and come on in the house. And he got my guitar, I got my suitcase, and we walked in.
You brought your guitar with you?
My old dobro. And we walked in, and he said, "Just pick out any room you want, because it's just me here." So it was just Eric and his dog, and Mrs. Egby, of course, they lived in the gatehouse. She came and cleaned and cooked. But it was just Eric and me in the house for months and months until Jim and them came over, and that was like midsummer. They were with Carl Rutter was doing he and Jim Gordon were out on the road with Mad Dogs and Englishmen, and I was at Eric's house, and we were writing songs while everybody was out getting crazy.
So did you guys like go out and kind of kick around? Or
he took me all over where he grew up in Ripley, where he went to school, the Kensington Art School, and took me into town and met old friends of his. Alexis Corner was one, Giorgio Gromolski, and some just a whole bunch of people that were Eric, his real eclectic friends, real artistic, and drank ginseng tea and stuff like that. And but it was an incredible.
Did you think you were going to start a band with him, or what?
No, we didn't talk about a band. Well, we were just he just taking me around the countryside and showing me, you know, where he grew up and introducing me to some of his friends in
His
London.
mom, I mean.
And Rose, his grandmother, his mother. He thought it was his mother. She's lovely. She just loved me. She just thought I was really special, and as did everybody. And they just treated me with such respect and kindness. It was amazing, and they knew I was young out into the world. And he had a minder named Don, and he had one eye and kind of humped back over like this, you know. Kind of reminded me of Marty Feldman, you know, which hump, then boom, boom. And in Frankenstein, Young Frankenstein. And, Frankenstein. Frankenstein, that's what I wanted to be correct, you know. The Steins and the Steins. And anyway, I got run over by a train of thought. We went out to have some. We went shopping, doing some things, and Don was driving, and we was in George's little Mini, the little painted Mini. You know, that you've seen pictures of the psychedelic Mini. Eric had it at his house, and Don was driving. He and I around, Eric and I around, and we went out to have lunch at a cafe that was in the green of a interstate. Went that one way and other way, and over the top was where the truck stop. And Eric liked to eat those old greasy spoons because nobody really noticed him, nor did they care, you know. And so we was having some lunch, and I went, well, I'm going to pay for this one, you know. And it came back, and the ticket came. I said, I got it. And so, and I was totally embarrassed. I didn't have the money to pay for our lunch. And I told Eric, I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to go back, you know, tomorrow and the next day. He said, where are you going? I said, I don't know, but I got to go. I haven't got any money. He said, I thought we were going to put a band together. And right then I just went, oh, wow, that's just awesome, you know, to myself, you know. And he said, I'll call the office and you and I'll go in. He said, I don't have any money either, and we'll get us a draw. And so I got 150 pounds a week, as did Eric. I'm sure he was getting money anyway, but they gave us 150 pounds pocket money a week while we were writing songs.
So I bet you were surprised and happy.
Yeah, because I didn't go there for money or anything.
You've never had that before.
No, hell no. Delaney, when I was on the road with George Harrison, Delaney and Bonnie, Eric and Dave Mason was our band. I was making $96.50 a week, and with a $12 a day per diem. That was our tour in London, in England, and Europe. That's Delaney and Bonnie. I'm sure everybody else was making more money than that, but
You stop.